Welcome back, guys. I trust you've been staying safe. Now, the ongoing protests in France have gone beyond its third day and seems to be getting worse and worse as the days go by. These protests were mainly triggered after a 17-year-old teenager was gunned down by a police officer when a traffic stop went bad. Initially, the police officer was alleged to have indicated that he fired upon this teenager at close range due to the fact that he felt his life was in danger, but footage that came out and was confirmed as original allegedly indicated that that wasn't the case, and it appeared the police were actually trying to lie about the whole thing. Fast forward, the question was looming. What then was going to be done to this police officer? Well, the verdict is out. As it stands now, per reports out there, this police officer has been arrested and detained and has been charged with voluntary homicide pending trial as investigations continue. I think that first of all, this is a step in the right direction, but it does not also solve the problem yet because the protests are still ongoing. Various dignitaries within the country and officials have condemned the shooting, but it still seems not to allay the frustration and anger of the citizens who are protesting. Now, these protests have rocked mainly Paris and other suburbs, as well as other aspects of France as a country. And I just pray that it doesn't become a national thing, because at a point, there is a very high probability that certain miscreants and criminal elements could take advantage of these things and start escalating it into other levels. Already, these protests have metamorphosed to start including riots which have gotten violent between Protestants and police, and also some shops even being broken into. I can't show some of those footages here because of my respect for YouTube's graphic policy, and also due to the fact that viewer discretion will be required. I just don't want to show them here. But these things are getting out of hand, and it appears that there is not any clear way in sight as we speak now, which is giving any form of assurance that these routes or protests are going to die down anytime soon, as protestants seem to be getting more and more agitated. The police have also beefed up their security, beefed up various checkpoints, and this dilemma is still ongoing. How is this going to end? And the question is, how much of France would actually be left intact when it ends, if it will? I pray that it actually comes to an end, and I pray that it doesn't shift attention from the main primary focus at hand, which is the fact that the life of this 17-year-old boy has been lost, and that no matter what it is, maybe he was in the wrong, but it can't justify the way his life was taken. Some people are saying that the police officer actually executed him. That is yet to be confirmed, and I leave it at that. But these things are not going to solve the problem. I get it that to an extent, these people who are protesting are expressing their anger and dissatisfaction at what has happened, but I think it's also important that they ask themselves this question, that if after causing all this damage, what then will be achieved? How do we rebuild, and at what cost? These are the questions that I think they should also be asking themselves. Someone would say it's easier to ask these questions when you are not in the country. I respect that. But it doesn't mean the questions are not valid though. Because if you look at the extent of the damage, I think that it's too much, it's too extreme. It's true that a life has been lost, but there are legal ways of going about this, and I don't think that this is the way to go. If the protests were peaceful, maybe then we are on the good path, but per how it's going, I pray that a solution is found to this very soon, because it could also brew tension out there, especially amongst the citizens after all this is said and done. These are my 2 cents, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. The president has actually addressed the situation, called the shooting as something that is not right, and other ministers, politicians, and dignitaries have also spoken about it. We are waiting to see what the investigation would actually bring out, and I'm hoping that they fast track it, because I have a suspicion that if the investigation is concluded and the findings please the people, maybe the protests may die down, in addition to other forms of police reforms that may be introduced due to any lapses that may be found out during that investigation, if any. That is also not to say that the investigation should be tainted to suit what the people may be agitating for, because then that might mean that you're actually going to end up condemning an innocent police officer. So it's a dicey case. But, well, I'm trusting that the leaders of that country will be able to handle it in the best way without compromising on what is right. But like I've been saying always, please stay safe out there. You never know who is capable of whatever, and you never know when somebody could get triggered. Until I come your way next time, stay safe. Catch you later.